Hey guys, how you doing? Gavin Timms here with REI Network. Welcome back for another episode. It's been a crazy week. I'm back home in Savannah, Georgia. I have been traveling for the last week. I left a week last Saturday. I went to DC for 2 days. Then I went to Ocean City, New Jersey for 2 days. Then I was in Philadelphia for 2 days. And then I was in New York Friday, Saturday, and came back yesterday on Sunday. So it's been an action-packed week. Well, that's why I love this business. Okay, I've been still working while I've been traveling, but the whole point that trip came together was because I was doing a setup in person with two of my clients, Sherry and Susan, in Philadelphia, and then I padded out some of the travel around that, bit of sightseeing, a little bit of work, bit of networking. Okay, seeing some friends from the UK, tied it all in, did some work. Okay, actually, we did a deal last week as well in the real estate business. So it was a good week. It was hectic. It was busy. City life is tiring. And I don't know about you guys that are traveling, but flights canceling are super, super frustrating right now. I had 2 flights canceled yesterday. Managed to get the latest flight out of New York into Savannah after sitting on the runway for 2 hours. Made it home about 1 o'clock this morning. So kind of struggling, but I'm here. I'm ready to go. And I just wanted to tell you kind of how that week went with two of my newer clients. Okay, like I said, I flew out, something that I've never done before. This was the first time me flying to somebody to actually set them up. I have this week coming up. I'm going to be back in Pennsylvania. Okay, with another client that I'm going to be doing set with. They are in Pittsburgh. And then I have one more that I've took on in Florida as well. So kind of action packed, but wanted to, do a little travel, change it up, remove all the excuses. I will fly to you to set things up. I don't know if I'm going to be offering that anymore. If you are interested, you can reach out, see if we have any spots as you're listening to this. Just email support@reinetwork.com, support@reinetwork.com, and then we can get on the phone and talk about it. But yeah, it was good. Basically what we do, just to give you an insight, is that over them 2 days, it's kind of breaking down, starting off with some goals. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to achieve? How much money do you want to make? What do you want the business to look like? And once we get kind of an ideal of what your life wants to look like, we can then start building around the business around that. Okay, that doesn't mean that you can't work hard. You're going to have to work hard. You're going to stay disciplined, dedicated. Okay, you've got to be on top of everything, but with an exit strategy. How are you going to exit the business and not create another job? And that is the important thing when you're starting a new business, when you are scaling. How do you not work harder but smarter, and understand how you're going to do that? So that's kind of what we do to start with. When we map that out, then we go into the market research. Are you actually in the right market? Are you going to go local? Are you going to do virtual? What type of deals are you going to focus on? Okay, with them backup offers as well, which is important, making sure we're doing the right marketing to be able to find that out. And a lot of you guys don't understand how to pick a market. With these clients, we actually just went north of Detroit, okay, versus going into Philly. And we looked at the numbers and why it would be a better decision to go into Michigan rather than Philadelphia. Because again, the numbers won't lie. Depending on what you're trying to do, what is your exit strategy for what type of deals? We analyze that and make sure you're giving yourselves the best opportunity. Once we've done that, we then move into, like I already said, the strategy and then the market or the marketing. Okay, understanding if we're going after wholesale, we need to make sure that we're going after lists with equity. Are we going to be cold calling, texting them? Are we going to be doing direct mail? Okay, how are we going to get these leads coming in, and what does that look like? Once we identify that, we're then going to go into building what I call a marketing machine, okay, where we have a process in place where it's not actually being then managed or done by you, or could be managed by you but not done by you is probably a better way of saying that. For instance, like if we were doing cold calling, we would be pulling a list. We'd be list stacking it against your other list. We'd be skip tracing it. We could be loading it then to the dialer. And then we get a VA to then start making them calls. and then bringing them leads in to a CRM. So that leads us into then obviously we need a virtual assistant. When do we hire a virtual assistant? How are we going to do that and actually do that with you in them 2 days, making sure that we have a VA with a start date, with all these systems in place as I build them out with you. The good thing is that obviously there's a lot that goes on in these 2 days. It can get overwhelming, but what I try and do is to make sure that I give you action steps. I get some training recorded while we're together, okay, done by my VA. So you actually see me delegate into my team and exactly how I do that, the interaction, the way that I do it, because I want you to be doing the same thing. I don't want you to be a wizard on a CRM. I need you to be a wizard at making money and doing real estate deals. That's what I want. Okay, and I'm sure you do too. So you're going to see the art of delegation, how to do that. Okay, how I interact, how I bonus, how I pay, do all them things. Actually get that in place. So let's say we hire that cold caller after we've set up them systems, start bringing them leads in. Then what does that process look like? Okay, the lead would hit the CRM. You, as in the client or acquisition, depending on how you're built out, would then be making them calls. We've got to then get our offers out. We've got to get our follow-up on. We're going to be talking about how do we do that follow-up versus automation versus personal touch. And I'll get you to understand that and how to position that, okay? And then the goal is to get that verbal contract, get that contract signed, into title, get your buyers, etc., etc. Okay, so these are things that we're going to be covering. Building a buyers list as well. I missed that out, but all these things, it's an action-packed day, and we haven't even gone into then the CRM, the workflow of the CRM. Okay, when the lead comes in, okay, making sure that you have the seller's name, email, contact info, and the notes that will come in from the VA. Then when you call, understanding how to do the status, update the notes, create a task. Then what's going to happen is depending on what status that you create, how is that going to fire off? Okay, what automation is going to work with that, and you understanding what it does. You don't realize how frustrating it is when you have automation going on in the background and you don't know what it's doing. Okay, because it can make you look silly. So I'm going to be identifying that, making sure that you understand that exactly how it works. And there's a bunch more things that we do that tie in. And I think one of the main things is that, with Susan and with Sherry, they understand what goes into these things to make it work. And that's why I do what I do. That's why I do these setups, to try and give you the best chance and the fastest chance of making money in this business, to then being able to grow it, turn it into a business and not a job, and actually do something that you actually, or create something of how you want this to look around your lifestyle, which is key. And remember, I'm not saying it's easy, guys. You're going to have to work hard, but it's much easier when you have that exit plan, okay, to be able to go and then dominate in that market. All right. So there's a few things I know went over that fast that you should be doing in your business, whether you're working with me on doing it, okay, whether you're interested in more help. That doesn't matter, as long as it is actually getting done and you can kind of see how that comes together. And I never went into the nitty gritty of buying the phone numbers, getting the list from here to there, formatting the list. There's a lot more that goes in that you necessarily you do need to know, but you don't. We are there to help you and assist you in doing that. And I just need you to know how to look at the numbers, understand what's happening from a high level, not from being in the weeds and not getting on that phone. Because I need you on that phone. I need you making them offers, or somebody in your team, so you can grow out this business and start getting things moving. You cannot scale a business. You cannot use automation in a business if it isn't already working. We've got to get the foundation right. We're going to build on that to then elevate this business and take it to the next level. Okay, so there's some things. Hopefully you got some obviously value from this, right? On the things that you need to be doing in your business, and just analyze, like, what is it that you're doing? Are you being proactive in your business? Are you taking massive action? Them words are easy to say but hard to do, and normally it's because you don't have a plan. You don't have a clear path on what you need to do next. It's very, very hard to take massive action when you don't know what to take massive action on, or you're overwhelmed. And that's what we try and do, is to try and break all that down, get some simple action items. This is next. This is what you're going to do. Then you're going to do this. And I want it done in this order. Then we'll look at more things after we do that. So we'll make sure that all these things are kind of dialed in, so then we can hit the market head on and start getting results. Okay, so let me know what you think. Drop me a comment if you have any questions on this, on the way that your system looks now. Put it in, feel free to reach out or put it in the chat. Drop me a like. Make sure you've subscribed. Again, I'm going to be pushing out a lot more content as much as possible. Also, me and Joe are going to be releasing something here pretty cool as well, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, have a good week. I'm going to be, like I said, back off to Pittsburgh this week. We're going again. We're making it happen. We're getting results, and that's all that matters. We sent one to closing on Friday, so everything is good coming together. So stay motivated, guys. Keep pushing. It's difficult times. I get it. But this is where things happen. You do not give in. You dig in, and you come out the other side. So if you need some motivation, okay, again, watch some videos. I have some motivation stuff on there. Nothing rah, okay, jumping around, banging bells, but something that's going to get you going, charge you up, okay, to dig in and make this happen. And remember, the numbers will never lie. Make sure you're having enough conversations. If you're talking to enough people, you're making enough offers, you will get deals done. I do believe in that. All right. So appreciate you again. If you need anything or you're interested in working, me flying to you, if that is still a possibility as you watch this, okay, go to support@reinetwork.com and we will go from there. All right, guys, have a good one, and I'll see you on the next. Bye-bye.